and it was a little bit too much, at least in this game. So Mouse unable to grab game 1. But going into game 2, going to be time for some adjustments to be made by Mouse. Picks and bans on the screen here for you, or rather, adjustments made by Rival. I'm just autopilot assuming Rival would win it, but that's not the case here. Mouse are looking much better. They're going to be the second pick this time. Rival, we get the first pick. Normally, I would say get the Odin for Ice, but for the first time in Fall, he didn't look that good on it.
I'd say don't give him Odin if he's going to be building Golden Blade on it every single time. I still cannot for the life of me understand, because it's a 2,300 gold investment. That's basically the same almost, give or take, of a Transcendence, like a couple hundred gold away from Transcendence, and like 50 gold off of a Jotuns, both items that would have been significantly better for helping an early game power spike take place. But that's neither here nor there. That wasn't the last game. I just can't get past this.
It is definitely surprising, and it didn't quite work out for him, but I love this. Get Collis back on this Athena. Athena, one of the best gods in the game, just full stop. Collis, excellent on it. Rival always look good when he has it. This certainly could be the kind of pick that could right the ship, though they are giving up Freya Mercury to Mouse. That is scary.
That is terrifying when you think about FrostiaK's Game 1 performance on this Mercury, and that's also a guy that utilizes Golden Blade just a little bit better than an Odin might, but it doesn't seem like Ice is all that interested in carrying over Odin into the second match. Instead, it's going to be the Circuit for Team Rival here, and Chiron following shortly after, so I like the possibility for control already coming out of Rival.
And I like taking this Chiron away. A lot of the times, or not a lot, but we're starting to see Chiron be picked into Athena. The Cleanse can kind of be a nice answer to that taunt, the Confound coming out. So pick it up for yourself. It's a strong hunter in its own right, and maybe leave more room for Collis to do well.
Not only that, but it also doesn't put all the pressure onto Collis to be the sole initiator. I think that Circuit, if Ice is able to find some solid ganks or flank opportunities, can then help with a lot of those team fight engagements. But Mouse seemed like they just wanted to focus on getting their damage locked away first and foremost. And I love this. Arguably, a lot of comfort picks happening for this team right now as well. Although I am curious to see how Dardez performs on the Freya.
Yeah, I imagine he'll be looking pretty good, but you're right, we'll get a chance to see that in action as Amma comes through. I was wondering if they might be going with that 4 magical and then just the Mercury comp, because we've seen that a couple times, but the Amma means they're going to be doing physical, because that comp kind of opens up the door for Mercury to really lean into the crit and just go unchecked in terms of damage.
Emma as well, giving Mercury additional movement speed. It's only going to funnel even more so into his power capabilities there, so Rival are certainly going to have to keep an eye out, I think, for this Amaterasu. And the Artio, last but not least, you can't ever forget about the bear.
Not at all. This cripple field should be able to slow down the Agni and the Sobek in a pretty major way. Really, everyone on Rival gets pretty much destroyed by that, so that could be strong. I love Amma for the initiation, but you got to give it to Rival. This is a very strong composition that they have as well. A ton of control between the Sobek, Agni, and the Athena.
Rival need to make it out of the laning phases. I think laning phases can be a little bit rough for their current composition because Mouse just have so much pick potential from their current draft. Right. But Rival's space control, I'd imagine, can go a long way for them surrounding some of those objectives.
Well, let's see if Rival can make it work. Could they get 2-0'd here by Mouse, or are they going to force the game 3? Let's get right into the action and find out.
Thank you so much, Vincent Sacco. Once again, we go, and oh, there's no fight. Cool.
Nope.
We can breathe for a second. Agro's joining me for game 2 once again. Mousesports up 1-0.
Collis gets his Athena this time, so that's a good start. But to give up Freya and Mercury on the backswing is a lot. It's a lot.
Amaterasu as well.
Yeah, Amma, Merc, and Freya all on the same team is a pretty good draft from Mousesports. I think this Artio is also a great selection for Nika. I've been more and more a fan of Artio. I'll admit I was an Artio hater pretty recently, but I've been convinced otherwise.
This is a mobile Mouse composition, I would say, with quite a bit of sustain on its side too. The only difference is that Rival have a very good team fight here. Agni Bombs, Deathwalker, Callus frontlining, backlining where needed. And then on top of that, you've also got adapting. Circuit.
Right.
I should just call Circuit adapting.
More or less. I mean, he's a Circuit main for sure. I do really like Rival's team fight. I also really liked Rival's team fight in game 1.
It's true.
And they never got there. So we'll see if they're able to get there this time around. I do want to note that Deathwalker actually got his pluck at level 1 and is now looking for a kill on Nika, but Nika hits 2 at the perfect time. iceicebaby camping this means that right side mid-harpies should go to Mousesports pretty easily, and I don't think that Wlfy will be able to solo down lefts before FrostiaK BigManTingz.
No.
So they really commit to trying to get that first blood on the right-hand side and kind of give up the mid lane pressure, at least for Wlfy.
This feels like the situation. Although the pluck hits, the root hits after the fact. Wlfy trying to hold abilities, has to use the Aegis. The dash comes back up. Ice Ice is here. Damage has been done, however. That's going to force Agony back to base, I feel.
Well, yeah, Wlfy definitely is going to have to go back pretty soon, if not right away. He can sit under tower, probably get this wave.
He's got a potion.
Has a potion ticking. BigManTingz is fairly low as well, about the same health overall, actually.
Oh, caught him, though. Just walked up to him. The purple death carpet does not connect, though. So Wlfy escapes again. Wow.
Just in time. Not particularly easy for Wlfy, but FrostiaK is out of mana. At this point, he's got no mana potions in tow. Shouldn't have enough for Golden Bow quite yet. Forcing a Mercury to back before they can finish Golden Bow is a pretty decent win for Rival. They probably weren't going to be able to get anything besides maybe Oracles there anyways. With Wlfy already splitting the left side mid-Harpies, it's not quite as bad as it could have been right there in the mid lane.
I mean, Frosty doesn't necessarily need to back either because he's got enough mana now to major look again on a camp and start clearing it out anyway, so he should be okay. Ice Ice, though, now making the rotation to mid lane, sharing a bit of experience with Wlfy. So far, Ice Ice has shared a little bit in the solo lane and a little bit in the mid lane. But Wlfy still has a lead over BigManTingz here. Just for a second, though.
Big Man, once he clears that wave, should have the XP advantage. Not by a whole lot.
I like this play from Wlfy. Look at this rotation to the left just in case. But it doesn't look like Mouse is going to take the bait of contesting that. Instead, they stay in lane.
Wlfy also doesn't end up splitting that purple buff 3 ways, which 2-way splits, totally fine. Still worth your time. 3-way split is where it starts to get a little bit too much, and you end up losing more XP than you really wanted to. So Wlfy's there just in case, but doesn't end up taking that experience and gold away from his duo lane. So I also like that rotation from Wlfy, despite it being risky, knowing just how low he was on health and mana.
The rise of Chiron. That's what we're starting to see this year, towards the end of it. Started to be picked up a little bit more often, quite a few changes to him throughout the season, a little bit more penetration here and there on certain abilities, but not only that, the cleanse is a little bit more reliable, so you can time it a little bit better, and I think that's one of the reasons we're seeing it in the support in the Hunter role picked up some more.
It's no real change to the cleanse, it's just clear when you're getting cleansed, and I think that level of clarity and just kind of, you know it's happening now instead of, did I just get Chiron cleansed? That's a big deal for this god. And I'm excited. I think this is a great time for him to start getting popular because I think he's super fun to watch and should make for some pretty hype moments as we get closer to HRX.
Oh, for sure. Kellis and Vote, though, doing a good time in the laning phase so far. They're just keeping the pressure going. They don't have to consistently fight these two, but when they've got a minion wave built up like this, get the poke going, just like that. That's
what Chiron does best, especially against Freya. She doesn't have as much life steal as she used to. She gets % health back whenever she hits someone with a ranged attack. That basically means when her Aurora Blade is active for the ranged portion, it'll do that little bit of, you'll get a little bit of healing, but not as much as you used to. So poke against Freya is more valuable than it once was.
I was expecting a blink out of Ice Ice a little bit sooner, but Mouse now hit level 5 in this duo lane, which makes it a little bit trickier to try and kill, because Dardez can always take to the sky, use the beads too, if he needs to, and Cherryo's ult can get him away from danger, no questions asked.
I don't mind it from Ice Ice, though, because he doesn't spend a lot of time not doing anything. Yes, he stays there for about half a wave, but he had timers on the enemy back harpies. He goes and takes those, and it's not like his back harpies are wasting away on the right-hand side because Wlfy went and made sure those still went down in Team Rival's favor. So I think there's a pretty good idea here from Rival to try and get something going. Ice already tried to gank solo at level 1, basically. Now trying to make something happen at level 5 on the duo.
I have to go back towards mid lane, but there's 3 members of Rival now grouped in mid, and Tingz doesn't know what's going on until he eats the ultimate. Has to beat early on, avoids a lot of the damage, but the taunt after the fact immune by the ultimate. Beautiful play from Discordia.
Only way BigManTingz lives in that spot. Now Kalas has got to use the shell and the ultimate out. That concerned about the damage coming from Dardez, and for good reason. But watch out for FrostiaK. He could be hunting towards mid, but no. Decides to stay and farm.
He's a Mercury with Golden Blade. Like, that's all he's going to do is farm until it's late.
What do you mean? He's a Mercury with Golden Blade. He could do anything he wants now.
That's fair.
It's Mercury before Golden Blade that he doesn't get to do a whole lot.
Steal everybody's jungle is the order of the day, and that will always be the order of the day for junglers versus junglers.
He really has become... Mercury has gone full one-punch man now that he has Golden Blade, because he only need the one punch from a distance in order to get it going.
To be fair, does he actually use it? Sonic Boom onto Wlfy, but again... Wlfy perfectly times these Sonic Booms. He did it in game 1 with the beads and the Isis, and now the Aegis. Beautiful.
Really impressive. Wlfy's been on point with the relic usage, and that's often a separator between SPL players that are very, very good and great ones that can use their relics on time in situations like that where you only have a split second to react.
Funny enough, I mean, he could have taken the damage from the Sonic Boom. It wouldn't have killed him, but the CC after the fact could have set up the major look, and that CC would have prevented him from using the Aegis, so that timing was the right window.
It almost is a reaction play where he probably, if he had the time to think, do I want to use Aegis here? He probably would not have. But when you're using it as a reaction, you're just going to do it. It's muscle memory. And that'll serve you much better in the long run than just thinking about it every single time. You know, so even though that wasn't optimal in that spot, I don't think, I've got no problem with it.
The best piece of muscle memory I've ever seen in any game of Smite. Hold that thought. Dardez going to get away for a second, but the poison is ticking. And that'll be enough for the first blood of the game. iceicebaby has been on this left-hand side quite a bit. First rotation of buff spawns, didn't find anything. Second rotation, he finds the kill.
That's big. And I like that the duo lane is where Ice is seemingly putting the primary focus. Because Dardez was clearly willing to box it up against Vote. May as well punish him.
Kiss after the fact, but Cherryo still has his ultimate, and Ice is down. Apple comes through, the bomb too. Wlfy did some work there, but BigManTingz managed to get one of his own, and Cherryo is still alive. Wlfy and Callus in dangerous territory.
FrostiaK has the damage and is able to get down Wlfy. Vote put in some good work with that ultimate, but not enough. And now Dardez is here. So is Nika all the way on this rotation.
Yeah, and that's going to get the beads out of Vote as well. But Cherryo's still giving chase as well. Callus low on mana. The mouse were going to turn around for a second then because Cherryo's like, let's get out. But they're like, no, Nika's here. Nika gets a kill.
Cherryo wanted to make sure everyone had the movement speed aura from the Amaterasu so that they could all catch up and engage simultaneously. Wlfy seems a bit optimistic, and I respect the idea, but a full health Sobek, even at level 9, is enough to stop that.
So that was Rival who got aggressive. They got the first blood, and now after the first blood, immediately following that, 3-1 in favor of Mouse across the map because of kills.
This has been, again, a weird engagement for Team Rival. If Ice is super late on the ambush, maybe it was still down, but he felt like he was holding it to try and time to get away from Dazzling Offensive, and all it ended up doing was him getting caught in Dazzling Offensive. So he gets stunned. That means FrostiaK is able to get good damage and able to get that kill, but Wlfy is able to clean up nicely. Good aggressiveness from him, understanding that BigManTingz is out of cooldowns so that he can afford to dash aggressively and not end up falling right away in that segment. But it's really Nika's rotation that makes that go much better for Mouse.
Nika getting a little bit pressured by iceicebaby and Deathwalker here, but iceicebaby was on a ward there. They hard forced that situation, did Rival. iceicebaby didn't want to blink there either, surprisingly enough, and now it's Deathwalker in trouble. Beautiful Sonic Boom, good response from Ice to get the ultimate off on FrostiaK, but FrostiaK and Nika bring down iceicebaby. Tier 1 tower goes on the left for Rival, though. Dardez forced to beat.
Mouse just seems to be thinking further ahead than Rival is right now. I mean, that is multiple times where FrostiaK in particular, wherever he is, it's like, okay, we're going to do this. And if they do what we think they're going to do, of course if FrostiaK uses special delivery and locks himself in place with no purification beads, Ice is going to immediately last breath him. But Nika's ready with the cripple field. He's in the right stance in order to make sure that Ice can't get away after the fact. And then you've just got the damage to kill him afterwards, and FrostiaK says, sure, last breath me without lurking in the water and without Circuit damage because you can't do a whole lot to me without Deathbane. Who cares? I'm going to live and you won't.
Cherryo just off the mark with that dash onto Wlfy, who dashed away himself, so he eats a bomb in response, but nothing too much in the way of doom and gloom there. I will say FrostiaK Sonic Boom there in that solo lane fight was beautiful. Again, perfectly timed. That was a failed gank from Rival that should have just been that, but mousesports counter-initiate off the back of it and find a kill.
FrostiaK again on this left-hand side. Vote's dash is down, and he's just going to use his ultimate to try and secure the buff. I don't think he did. I think FrostiaK got that one too. All right, Graham, I've seen enough. When you're up against Mouse in the placement stages, pick or ban Mercury before mousesports do.
Well, don't worry, because
Force him to show you something else.
I mean, Thor just got buffed, and FrostiaK's go-to has always been Thor, so we'll see how that works out. Gold Fury under threat. Beautiful bit of peel onto Callus. No. And they will get the Gold Fury. Now Callus trapped around 4 members of Mouse, but Wlfy's back. The bomb rained down, the focus on Cherryo. Cherryo taking a lot of damage now. Looking to turn his ult around at least. One hit. He's alive.
No way. Less than 30 HP for Cherryo. Well,
29 more than needed, my friend.
Kalos got away with low HP as well, so it's all even, right? That's both teams going, damn support. Should have killed him with my ultimate there.
crazy game so far. Mouse up again against Rival, and it's considerable. 2,500 gold, 3,000 experience. It's looking good for Mouse so far. We keep saying it's Rival late game, though. We've not seen a team fight yet.
No, and we didn't get a chance to in game 1, and I think that's Mouse's plan again here in game 2. Their team fight is also great. I just don't think it's quite as great as Rival's. Rival has so much AoE damage from this Agni and from Chiron.
So many beads burners, too.
Beads burners, and there's a lot of beads burners on Mouse as well, but it's not a lot of consistent CC. They've got great ultimates that you need to respond to in Sonic Boom and Dazzling Offensive, but once you beads that, you're not as worried. Whereas with Rival, if your beads are down, you need to be terrified. Plus, even if you don't have beads, if your team Rival, if Vote is paying attention, then he can get you out of some of that CC. So I think that Rival is still favored in the later stages.
Turn on to Cherryo, does connect. Bomb comes down 2, and that's 2 of them, but the second one didn't really hit whatsoever. Cherryo just happy to walk away. He's got a bit of magical defense anyway.
Oni Hunter is that magical defense, plus some damage mitigation for himself. Had 2 members near him, so what's that, 6%, I believe? It's 3% per stack. Pretty good item. Did I mention yet that it's 1,900 gold? Or did I not mention it? I don't think I mentioned that. It's 1,900 gold, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know why that's so cheap. The 30 MP5 in it alone gets me tantalized as a support player anyway.
You love your MP5 stats.
You know how important MP5 is in this game? You don't realize
it's big. No, I get it. When you start like Boots 2 and Lost Artifact and have 5 MP5 as a mage, it feels horrendously bad.
Put it this way, as long as you've got enough mana, you can stay in lane forever.
All I'm saying is, over the years, every support build that you go, yo, this is busted, has something to do with a per 5 stat, whether it's HP 5 or MP5.
Because that's the regeneration the supports need to stay in the game, because we're expected to hang at Fire Giant when you all base.
What was it last year? It was the
Stone of Gaia.
The Stone of Gaia rush, yeah.
Stone of Gaia. Well, to be fair, I've been messing around with the blades, the ancient blades this year.
Oh, okay.
Still works.
Still pretty good.
No one's really caught on to it yet, but I'm okay with that. It means it doesn't get nerfed, so that's okay by me. Sonic Boom on Deathwalker into a lovely little CC chain that gets his lick and the waters off. But he does get away in time. FrostiaK, however, gets in range and punches him in the back of the head.
Too fast for FrostiaK there. Can't get away.
Where's the response from Kalos there, though?
Kalos doesn't use, Defender of Olympus at all.
I'm surprised, because that is a situation the Rival on a normal, well, not normal, but previous rest of the year, you would have seen an instant response. Wlfy probably would have rotated too. They turn it around. Instead, Mouse get a pick in the solo lane and gets a tower.
You don't think Rival got an advanced copy of the script and thought that they're good this year, do you? Like, they were like, oh, Hinduman wrote the script and we're going at least this far at Worlds, so we don't need to worry about the regular season at all.
I mean, it smiled at them in summer about like how the year was going. Maybe that was the case.
Maybe. It's uncharacteristic, for sure. And I'm sure the Rival fans are sick of us saying it, but...
Well, here's the thing. Like, Rival last year were underdogs, and seen as underdogs throughout the whole year.
Yes.
Even all the way to the finals, they were seen as underdogs. And coming into this year, everyone's like, okay, we realize this is a real deal team now. Then Spring Split happens, and you're like, yep, still a real deal team. Something happens, you're like, well, that didn't go as planned. Don't worry about it. No falls coming. And then it all goes wrong. It's actually kind of like that LAN, funny enough, where things started to go downhill.
Yeah, they didn't have a particularly good LAN in summer.
I think that's the reason.
They seemed a little bit off, and you're right. I think ever since then, it's kind of been that same sort of story. Maybe, and I saw Alpha Jackal say on Twitter, don't forget we've always been a LAN team.
Yep, that's true.
And he's not wrong, except for that one LAN in summer where they weren't. But this is you hold that title until you lose it, and I think that I would be concerned if I were Rival. I wouldn't. I'll put it this way: if I were Rival, I wouldn't be sitting back going, whatever. When we get LAN, we'll be fine.
Sure.
I think it is more than just it's not been our set. It's not been our game. It feels like a little bit more than that, and I think that working very hard in the coming weeks to figure it out before those placement stages is going to be critical for them.
Cherryo trading off with iceicebaby there, but Cherryo equal level to the jungler from Rival, which isn't the greatest position to be in as the jungler in that scenario. That warrior being level 12 and in the support role causes so many problems here. And actually, Wlfy's a little bit further behind too, so Cherryo doing a very good job of farming.
Where did FrostiaK come from? He's going to get vote yet again. There's last breath.
He was everywhere.
Not going to do too much. There's the kill onto vote as soon as his ultimate expires. Cherryo is able to get credit for it. Good angle from FrostiaK. Kind of caught vote by surprise. Both relics and ultimate still not enough to save his life. And now Mouse goes straight towards gold. This is a perfect time for them to force fights because Cherryo is huge.
Should be going down relatively soon, but blink from Deathwalker with the Athena ult in tow. Gonna zone Mouse away, but Deathwalker ate way more damage than bargained for. He does escape with his life, but Callus is a different story.
Ice could be next, has to use the purification beads in order to leap away, and Mouse say, cool, we'll try this again now. Any other questions from Team Rival? They will not be able to get in and contest this one very easily.
Man, Cherryo feeling so confident there. 9-2 then. 6,000 gold lead for mousesports as Cherryo is happy to just keep Wlfy busy on this left-hand side. Although it's a little bit too much. You're not going to take the purple from him. Come on now.
No, does not end up getting purple from it. But he boosts his damage mitigated stuff.
Funny enough, they kept him so busy there. They're going to get a tier 1 in mid lane because of it.
Yeah, it's true. It just feels like Mouse as a whole are working so well together as a unit. They're really understanding that macro game, the right side of the map. I mean, Ice was putting pressure on left, so instead of FrostiaK coming over and assisting in that, he starts ganking right lane and killing Deathwalker. Nika and FrostiaK are the 2 highest player damage characters in the game right now, and those 2 are so big in XP and gold that it's very difficult to control them. And those are 2 gods that do very well when they are this far ahead.
Rival up against it in this one. That was a quick pause, but we'll get back to the action right about now and see how this one continues. Obviously, on paper, the only difference this really makes is Mouse is guaranteed for 5th anyway. So even if they do 2-0 this, it doesn't make a grand difference to them.
Yes.
But it might to Rival try to get to maybe the 3rd spot in SPL.
And it matters to Obey. They get 3rd after this. Guaranteed, I do believe. Would have to see the plus-minus, but Obey has an extra game to play over Rival still. So certainly has that potential to guarantee it for themselves. Vote is
run.
Just dead.
He's got his ult, though. He can turn it around.
Nice.
If he can just get an execute.
Get the wave.
It's the most depressing thing as a Kyro when you use your ult and you're like, oh, God, I'm dead anyway. And you
Everyone's full health around you. Oh, would you look at this? Deathwalker's getting ganked again.
Well, he was proxying there quite clearly. This was a bait. FrostiaK caught in the bait. The bomb comes down. No bombs available to follow up from Wlfy. The second one didn't really find the target he was after. So FrostiaK going to slip the net, as does Deathwalker. Okay, I mean, that was potentially a bigger win as iceice goes in.
Oh, that's not the droids you're looking for. That's the minion, iceicebaby.
It'll spread. Oh, no, he didn't even kill the minion to make it spread. That's disappointing. Oof. Tower stays alive. Cherryo back. BigManTingz over here too. mousesports now 4 members strong with FrostiaK back in base. But there's nothing for a Rival to really do. They clumped up as well. Nothing going up.
I do like this height of the Urchin for FrostiaK. He got it in the last game as well, and he's so far ahead that his damage naturally is high enough right now, and he's starting to transition into setup role anyways, because Mercury goes setup, damage, that's kind of his curve throughout the game. He's back in setup mode, and this allows him to do that a little bit more safely.
Well, this Fire Giant is very important as Mouse started it up, but now they've reset it as the aggression on Wlfy seems to be finding dividends. Cherryo eats a lot of poke damage as the apple hits onto Callus. Callus down to half health. Deathwalker has to use the lurk in the waters. Nika is dealing with 3 on this right-hand side as Deathwalker will slip the net again, but FrostiaK is back now, and the sustain from Mouse is going to start paying off.
I think that lost among these roster changes is how much better Nika has gotten this year. I mean, in that fight alone, sure, like I said, he's been camped a couple times. He's big. His Pyromancer goes the way of Mouse, but it was close out of the shots from Vote's ultimate. Nika has gone from a potential liability in the solo lane to a real rock for them. He has played very, very well as of late and is just as much responsible for Mouse's near meteoric rise in the last 2 weeks as this roster changes, in my mind.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is how the members of this team have been around for a while. Individually skilled, they just never really brought it together. Although, the only 2 that have before, Cherryo, Dardez, I mean, they managed to make it to Worlds last year.
They did.
By the skin of their teeth. And Cherryo's always said his dream is to win Worlds.
Can you imagine,
this year,
dude?
his year?
Can you imagine if this team ends up winning Worlds, mousesports? That would be the story of the century. My goodness, that would be insane. I'm not picking them. I want to make that very clear. I'm not picking Mouse to win. Yes, I'm sure.
I am confident, in fairness though, even though Rival are not playing well this game or having a good split, I'm still confident in being the #1 team out of the placements. Still.
Rival?
Yeah.
I'm not. No way. I don't think so.
I think they're the #1.
Let me see Dig Obey.
Maybe Obey. That's
yeah, let me see Dig Obey.
Wlfy needs some help here. He's going to have to use the Aegis as well as the Beast to survive. but the Goon Squad arrived, and Rival, well, Wlfy specifically, started to find out what it's like to be focused as a carry, which is something that Rival haven't had to deal with in a while.
Ooh, Nika's teleport interrupted, and
surround him.
Hey, thanks for that, by the way, Kalas. Yeah. And oh, my teleport's still up, so if Vote does still try and split push that tier 2 on left, Nika could teleport, but FrostiaK being here, it might have been a bit too late anyways. Frosty will body block a little bit to try and make sure it doesn't go down quite yet.
Tier 2 will fall in mid at the same time. SPL won't be able to get involved and defend that one whatsoever. Cherryo's definitely healthy enough. FrostiaK is on 1 health tower. Deathwalker's got Blink. This is a big play.
Blink in from the Bumba's Mask Sobek.
He missed.
Missed that pluck. FrostiaK's beads, good jukes, and took literally no damage almost.
Support from iceicebaby is here. 3 men to bring down FrostiaK. You know what? They could have got Phoenix at the same time.
They could have gone Phoenix.
But I don't think they realized the situation. I think Mouse are still fine.
Oh, Nika just misses, stopping 2 backs. Like a frame away. That hurts. Yeah, check out this Bumbas for Deathwalker.
Do you reckon this... Actually, funny enough, do you reckon this is Rival strategy?
What, int right before placements?
No. So, like, they didn't do well in the split, so now they're like... Yeah.
We'll make everyone think we're real bad.
We're bad, guys. Don't worry about us. We don't know how to play anymore. We just switched off. We don't know what communication is anymore or rotations. Yeah, you keep falling in that trap. That's okay. Then Worlds comes around and bang, we're in finals.
I could see him doing it. I really could. I don't think that's the case.
Hits onto Kalas. Kalas won't spread it, but he's getting CC chain consistently to keep the pressure going. Nika got relatively low to half health there, but a bit of top up of sustain. He'll be okay. Rival still trying to stay in this one, though, with a couple of towers, and it's still Rival. It's 22 minutes in. You can't count him out until at least a Phoenix and a half falls is where I'm at.
This Bumba's Mask for Deathwalker, I hated it at first. And the more I think about it, the less I hate it. Because what is Sobek all about? Just being the initiator. Plucking people.
Yeah.
Right. And so he's going to run you down as Wlfy gets ulted in mid by FrostiaK and dead before he hits the ground. iceicebaby is here to assist, but FrostiaK doesn't seem too concerned, though with Deathwalker here and support from the rest of Mouse, Deathwalker does end up having to leave.
Freya and Mercury on the same team is just so disgusting because you try and pay attention to one and the other one just pops you in the back of the head at the same time. Everyone flocked to try and kill Mercury, and then, well, Dardez just chipped away the health bars, and now they're looking at a second fire giant.
Ice is here and lurking, has the blink up and ready, but no, he doesn't go for it. He got put in combat, I think, by the little fire edge.
Yeah, I thought it was the fire edge.
And that stopped him from blinking in. I don't know if he was intending to. Maybe he decided it wasn't worth it, and he'd rather just let him have it.
I think Kalas might have ulted onto him as well, but I think Cherryo was keeping him in combat.
Maybe. Close, but no cigar for the attempted steal as Ice
What's he doing?
Gets his back interrupted, and Nika...
Was he backing at him?
He was starting to back.
Okay.
Nika could be on the way. Yeah, he is. Nika's hunting for him, but Ice is just kind of lurking. No way. Did Nika not see him?
I mean, he can clearly see him.
He didn't see him.
Wait, what?
He doesn't know he's there.
Wait, what? How?
Nika, hello? There you go, buddy. Welcome to reality, Nika. Welcome back. iceicebaby is going to have to use the little bit of CC immunity again. Ults a minion, and Nika finally gets there. He didn't see him, dude. There's no way. I think someone else saw Ice on the minimap for Nika and goes, hit this guy.
Ice doing? Vote will get a kill on Dardez meanwhile, though, as this is all going on. I don't even know what Ice was doing just hanging there. I know he couldn't back because he was worried about getting spotted then, but
yes,
it was very, very strange. Very strange. Although, response kill iceicebaby is Dardez, and now it's Mouse trying to get aggressive without their carry.
It's going to be a little bit more difficult. As you mentioned, a lot of this composition for Mouse is throw FrostiaK at you while you're looking at him. Dardez will pick you apart, so without Dardez, tap that gone. Taunt onto Cherryo, but Gold still goes for Mouse.
And Cherryo will survive too. The apple out from BigManTingz slowed down a bit of aggression out of Rival. Wlfy has to beads away, but FrostiaK on the chase again, and Kalas is like, run, Wlfy, run! He's coming, and there's nothing I can do about it! There's the major look that brings down Wlfy. And Deathwalker, Kalas. Let's go back to that play, by the way. I want to see what we saw. What did Nika see? That's what I want to see.
I don't know that he
Nika,
saw anything.
Oh my god.
He didn't see him. Someone's like, wait a minute. I guarantee someone is telling him.
He's still not seeing him.
Ice is right there. Someone is looking at the minimap because Nika is so close and he's revealing him. And someone's going, Nika, why are you backing when he's right there?
So Nika gets himself a nice little kill there.
Easy kill for Nika, by the way.
We've seen some strange things this split. That play from Energy last week, where they wrapped around the back of Mouse. And if you think about that, they could have won that set too. Mouse really starting to find form when it's critical.
They
the obey strategy, it seems.
Seriously, man, this mousesports team. I think that this might be the scariest team. If you're an NA team that hasn't played against EU all year, if you're a CLG or a Trifecta who hasn't come to LAN all year.
You know what I want to see?
What's that?
Splice versus Mouse.
Well, Splice
That's the game I want to see.
I don't know if Splice could end up in placements, my guy. They might punch their ticket tomorrow.
Which means I want Mouse to make it there to meet him. That's
true.
The dream.
That'd be a fun matchup for sure.
That is the dream. Okay, Tier 2 tower on the left goes down. One Tier 2 tower remain on the right-hand side, but Mouse focused on the Phoenix. So already down below 80% health now as Cherryo goes to the back line and going to try and get a couple of relics out of the boys of Rival. iceicebaby, first to fall to FrostiaK.
Ice never even got the ultimate off in that fight. FrostiaK also gave Wlfy the big old crit going for him.
On to 3 bombs after the fight, but the damage isn't good enough. Dardez takes to the sky. FrostiaK gets a kill. Still alive in the Phoenix. That's the last thing to fall because this team is not good at shredding Phoenixes, I'll tell you that much.
FrostiaK was in the middle of 4 people, gets a kill, and lives. This man is playing out of his mind.
There has been times in FrostiaK's career where I've seen him pop up like this and gone, God, this guy's good. Then there's times in his career when I've seen him hit Odin rings and gone, God, that's unfortunate. Yeah. He comes backwards and forwards quite a lot, you know?
It does. But as you mentioned, man, if FrostiaK can keep this level of play, this mousesports team is not only going to DreamHack, but they are a real contender at DreamHack. I think they've got that much in them. Yeah.
Calm down.
Okay.
Quarterfinal at best. That's where I'm at for Mouse.
Oh, I'm sorry. Only a quarterfinal at the World Championship. They aren't that good. That'd be an incredible place for this team to be after the way this year has been.
The way you just spoke about it, though, sounded like you were talking about they could actually win it.
If you're there, you could win it. I really feel that way.
Any given Sunday, right? Is that what you're looking at?
Okay. It's only a weekend. You know, it's only one weekend.
Whole weekend.
A whole weekend. That's all you got to do. It's not that hard, dude. Just win your games. Easy peasy.
I will say, for the last 10 minutes, Rival haven't really done much.
No. They've
took a Tier 2 and lost a Phoenix.
They've lost the worst Phoenix they could lose, and Fire Giant just respawned, so it's likely going to be a Fire Giant pull here from Mouse, and I doubt that Rival's going to be willing to take this fight, especially with Wlfy all the way on the left side of the map, just protecting the base from the fire minions.
Yeah, I don't know why Wlfy's over there when teleport's available for a Sobek. I guess they're worried about they're going to try and steal a Fire Giant, I guess is the play, while Agony farms up, gets a few more items online. His build is a little bit on the expensive side. As we're talking about the engage, well, that was Deathwalker going in to try and steal the Fire Giant. That was Deathwalker going back to the base the hard way, and iceicebaby will join him. Yeah, Split push Agony is still on the go at the same time.
Why?
I have a feeling Rival, it feels like Rival kind of gave this one up, is what it feels like to me. They're just kind of like, all right, we give this up. It feels very lackluster from Rival.
I mean, I've seen Rival come back from this.
Me too,
before.
But does it look like it now that they're playing the way they could come back? Not a chance.
No chance. No, this game is over. Don't get me wrong, but I think that's because Rival themselves have decided it's over.
Well, we'll find out what Rival can do at the placements. Mouse still have one more game this week if they can close this one out too. Or one more set, I should say. Beads down on Wlfy. Aegis still available, but the Phoenix not. Vote does get a kill into FrostiaK though, and that's a big impact on the damage that they can actually put out because it's only Freya left.
Freya's got a lot of damage though, not so much on the structures itself, but a wave is coming towards the mid-Phoenix, but Deathwalker's up, iceicebaby's on the respawn. This is a good retreat call for Mouse.
Funny enough, I was just looking at the Fire Giant real quick, and you see that ward near the speed buff all the way back here? That ward near Mouse's speed is not just in case the speed gets stolen by iceicebaby. That's in case of the wraparound again.
That is too funny. You are absolutely correct.
I'm going to see Mouse plays that ward all year.
I'm going to call that the adapting ward.
Should we call it that?
That's the adapting ward.
I think that's a fair one. Or Energy's ward.
Yeah, you got to have it.
Yeah. Adapting made the call, so yeah, maybe it is Adapting's ward. Aggression out from Deathwalker, trying to stop the backs out of a couple of members of mousesports, but still aggression from Rival. They're pushing up mid lane. 2 Phoenixes down. They're trying to get a tier 2 tower before Mouse can get back and respawn, but Cherryo's already here. Bomb does connect into Cherryo. Tower falls down. Gold Fury available.
Run.
Okay, this is the first time Rival may look like they've got something now.
But they need to run because FrostiaK is up, and FrostiaK has a pretty good ultimate called Sonic Boom.
They're not running.
That gets him from one place to another really, really quickly.
Cherryo keeping the ball in combat, stopping them from basing. Going to use his ultimate as well. Ice forced out on the right-hand side at the same time. Cherryo still being dealt with by Deathwalker, but here comes Nika and Dardez. FrostiaK and BigManTingz behind. All the damage from Rival currently being soaked up by the carries.
And FrostiaK is here. Big damage right onto iceicebaby, but Ice is going to be able to dash away. Kalas gets on to vote,
Titan's
but
dying.
Wlfy is in trouble. He's already dead. Titan is under siege from a lot of different fire minions right now. Vote will get the back off. Kalas looks likely to as well. But man, Titan's already down to about half.
And in come mousesports to the left-hand side. Like you said, both Phoenix is already down, so the next minion wave could cause a lot of problems. Although that next minion wave is only 2 archers because they died in the team fight.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Nika versus Deathwalker in the solo lane happening in the mid lane now. May transverse to the dual lane again eventually, but neither of those is going to die.
FrostiaK is half HP with no beads. I wonder if Mouse can end from here. I mean, it's a 5-on-4, but when you take away these solo laners, as they're still having fun for themselves in mid, it's a 4-on-3. I don't know. Without a wave, it would have been tough.
20-5, 32 minutes in the game. 2 Phoenixes down. Fire Giant round the waist of mousesports for another 50 seconds. All they care about is this middle Phoenix. They may have to get a Magi's Cloak or 2 off of some of the carries of Rival first of all. But the way they've been team fighting so far, well, you can see it. The Titan is already at half.
Yeah, Rivals played these fights not quite as well as mousesports have thus far. FrostiaK is still without purification beads for 45 and hasn't gotten quite as much healing from that Fire Giant. Fire Giant's falling off in 20 seconds, so it looks like Mouse might just wait until the next one.
Looks like Mouse were actually doing a quick pause themselves there, so we're back in the game momentarily. This is looking good for a Mouse 2-0, which, like I said at the start of the year, well, first of all, this game, I was like, well, imagine that. They win a 2-0 potentially here against Rival.
And it's not like 2 long 50-minute brawls like they had against Energy, where they ended up losing, right? I mean, game 1 was 20 and some change, and they make it look pretty easy.
This one
Rivals
like 25, it felt like to me.
It looked like it was going to. Rivals battled back, and now Rival is 1 deicide away if they can do it cleanly and get their Phoenixes up from winning. That's a lot of boxes you need to check in order to get there, but the Rival is still in it. I did say it felt over, but that tier 2 tower push and being able to escape afterwards gives me at least a little bit of hope for him.
The Titan has 4,000 HP left right now. That's the difference between 2-0 for Mouse or Rival staying there at the moment.
That's not that much. It
How
seems
much
like
does
a
a
lot.
Zeus ult do?
Not quite 4,000. You're right. We should buff it.
I never said that. I just asked how much it did.
No, I think we should buff it.
Oh, what, his ult?
Yeah.
I thought you just wanted his stun back. I can give you one or the other.
Oh, I'll take the stun.
Oh, no, you chose the ult. I'm sorry. You failed.
Okay. Sure. A Zeus buff, I'm so sad about it.
You really needs it, right? Really
sure
needs
does.
it.
Let me
Nika
tell you.
Gonna charge in towards Callus and keep them busy. Magi's Cloak used for Deathwalker too, and he has to use Lurk in the waters as well. Snipes out from both.
Way.
But meanwhile, Mouse are like, you know what? Let's just end the game. Punch the Titan in the face. We don't care how many die because we win 2-0. That pause
That was close.
was worth it. It was.
That was pretty close. BigManTingz is on a sliver of
close.
HP, and Cherryo isn't going to do a lot of damage after that. Rival, if they wipe there, I don't think they can win.
No, they get a Phoenix.
I don't know. They had like 60 seconds. It was close. Either way, mousesports absolutely earned that victory. They were unequivocally better than Rival today. It's just a matter of if they will be unequivocally better than Rival and how many teams will be better than Rival when it comes to those placement stages.
Now, Mouse still have to face off Obey later this week, but that's it for Rival, I believe, as well.
Yes.
So they're done, alongside Energy, who are also done. A couple more games left. You guys, though, get to choose who was MVP in that game. FrostiaK, I'm looking.
FrostiaK, man.
I think BigManTingz, actually.
BigManTingz played great as well. Think of the last 2 weeks for Rival. They beat SK 2-1. They lose a game to SK, and then they get stomped by Mouse. That is, you want to talk about stumbling into the playoffs? That is like tripping and puking your way into the playoffs. Like, this is as almost as poor as it could go for them right now.
My point of view, though, get sick now before placements. You're not sick at placements.
Sure.
Let's get into the death to break down that 2-game extravaganza of Mouse defeating Rival.
Hindu might have been saying that to our team here as well. Wants to make sure we're all there for placements, but certainly a big win for Mouse, Finch, and Taco here on the desk. 2-0 over Rival. Wow. I mean, Mouse have been looking better, Rival been struggling, but 2-0, that's hard to believe.
I think the only thing that really needs to be said, though, about this set is FrostiaK and Mercury.
He looked very good, didn't he? Yeah.
That was pretty much the highlight, star of the show, stealing it away, whole 9 yards, whatever else you could think of. FrostiaK was making it happen with another standout performance here, 10-3-5. I mean, a 15-kill participation is impressive enough as is, but then just taking a look at the player damage also, it's obvious that he was just contributing so much to a lot of these engagements.
He absolutely was, and to the point where he was the one selected as the MVP by those out there in Mixer Chat, and that's no big surprise. He had an excellent performance, finding the Sonic Booms one more time, facilitating for the team. And I don't want to take anything away from Mouse here, Taco, but Rival looked off for sure to me. Like Ice in particular was making some curious decisions. There was that play with Nika where Nika almost didn't even see him, and he tracks him down. I mean, as good as Mouse looked, as good as FrostiaK looked, there was also just some uncharacteristic stuff from Rival that we have not seen from him.
No, I'm right there with you, Finch. I don't want to take away from Mouse's performance in the slightest, because I do think that this was just FrostiaK and the guys popping off on another level, but you do have to recognize that this is very clearly not the same Rival that we saw at the Summer LAN. Something took place from that LAN defeat up until now that Rival just has not managed to fully recover from.
Yeah, I think it is fair to say that there is something about it that just seems different at this point. It's hard for us to know. Maybe that's not true. Maybe everyone's just catching up to him. It's speculation where we're looking at, but that's definitely what it looks like. But that is only set 2. We still have one more dig up against Obey. Should be the next set coming at you in just a moment. We'll get everything ready here and be right back.